Yeah, well, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, the football season may be over, but we are still going. We've been going all the way from the end of season every Thursday night for you, and I hope you're all going to join us tonight and enjoy the show. We have got a cracking show. I know it's been a bit quiet on the football front with the club, but we've pulled something together for you. We've got a couple of things we're going to go through. First of all, we're going to be doing this evening a player squad ratings. That's what we're going to be doing. Jack sorted this out for us, and we're all going to be saying where do you rate that player? Where do you think this player is? What score do you want to give him? We're going to do all that later on. Well, that's firstly on in the show, to be honest. Then we're going to be doing a quiz a little bit later on as well. We've got some pictures to show you of some of the auction winners last week. And absolutely just want to say a massive thank you once again to everybody that entered the auction and won some prizes. Absolutely brilliant stuff. It was amazing. We've got a little bit of video as well to show you all, which I think is quite comical. But let's get on with the show, because as I say, it's been a bit quiet on the football front, but let's get on with the show. Let's bring in the panel tonight. Good evening, Jack.
Good evening.
Good evening. And you all right? You happy? Sun shining?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit hot, but I've been in the office all week and we've got the worst aircon in the world because it feels like the Arctic. So, you know, you go for a walk at lunchtime to warm up and then you go back in the Arctic to cool down again. It's up and down, but surviving.
Just get your woolly jumper out. Hey, you're missing a sign behind you. You normally have your sign behind you. Where's that gone?
No, I haven't moved it. I'll go get it in a bit.
Nah, don't worry. Let's bring in Victoria. Good evening, Victoria.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? You all right, enjoying the sunshine? I bet your aircon is good in the hospital, isn't it?
It's not that good, though. It's not the Arctic.
Brilliant. And he's back from his operation. He's had all the bandages removed. He totally looks completely different person altogether. I didn't even recognise him when I joined earlier on, but let's please welcome Claudio. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening. I like to be known as they now. Thank you. My word, it's warm, isn't it?
Oh, it is warm. It is warm. Now, before we get on to Jack's little segment, I mean, it is good that we're going to go through it and everything. I just want to show this little video because there has been an announcement from the club today, and this has happened. I need this in my life. I've got a red one or an orange one, whatever colour you call it, but I need this.
Frank Lampard?
It's Lampard. Monday, season 2. Anything on the back?
Yes, that's right. Monzo have extended their deal with the Sky Blues. They're going to have Monzo on the front, and on the back, they're going to have Monzo Business. We'll get a quick thoughts on this. I've got Claudio, because I know you've joined Monzo. I need that Sky Blue card, don't you?
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I got a bit of goosebumps then. I don't know why. It's still a month to go to start the season, but I like the way that Frank is embracing it. I mean, that's a side of him I didn't expect to see, to be honest. So I can't imagine Mark Robbins doing something like that. Can you? A bit too serious, wouldn't he, to do that sort of stuff?
Well, yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite comical. I mean, Jack shared some photos earlier. We'll come to Jack. There's Frank. Look at his face; it's brilliant. And there's Mark Robbins.
It gives the same vibes, doesn't it? For sure.
Yeah,
it definitely does. Absolutely does. But I mean, it's a good deal, I think, for the Sky Blues. It means we probably can get the kit out a bit earlier, Jack. I mean, to have a continuous sponsor like we had when we had Peugeot, that was continuous, and we had Subaru and Isuzu. It's good to finally get a sponsor that wants to stay with the club.
Yeah, and they're a big reputable bank, obviously, that, people have heard of them nationally, globally, I'm sure. So it's not just some little estate agents from around the corner or whatever else we've had recently that no one had ever heard of and sponsored us for 50p for a year. So yeah, it's nice to see that, you know, we're making strides forward, or I suppose not backwards in this case, getting a second year. Maybe they've paid us more money. You never know.
Maybe. You never know. Now, Vic, as a channel, right, we're going to take credit for this video, because on this show, we said it to Monzo, why can't we have a sky blue card? And lo and behold, Frank Lampard's holding a Monzo sky blue card. We've gone and done it again.
It's always us.
It is, isn't it? It's always us.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you reckon? I mean, I think it's brilliant, and to have it on both sides of the shirt, so the business side on the back, the Monzo on the front. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty good business for Duggan and the club.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing with Frank Lampard's all a bit cheesy, isn't it? That's really. But the Monzo, I mean they're known, aren't they? It's a known company, so it goes back to what Jack said really about we're going in the direction of being more professional. It's like a proper sponsor of a company that everyone would have heard of. And I liked a lot of the work they did around the playoffs with like a lot of the billboards and stuff that they put out. They did a lot of interaction around then, and I liked that. So I'm glad they're staying around for another year. I think it sends out some sort of good messages that we're going in a good direction, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's brilliant. And if Monzo are watching again, can you please send me the sky blue card? I definitely want one. I went straight on the app to see if I could change my card to a sky blue one, but you can't. You can only change the picture on the app. So come on, please. I need a sky blue Monzo card. I've got to have one. I need one. Right then, let's get on with the show. That's another about old Monzo. Oh, by the way, they are the 7th biggest online banking as well. So, you know, they are pretty good. And if you need a code, anyone, just let me know. I'll send you a code to join. Right then, Jack, take it away. What we got here for us then?
Well, we're going to have some audience participation tonight. So everyone get your phones, iPads, your keyboards ready to spam in the comments. If you've already fallen behind, refresh the page, get up to date, get live, because we're going to go through what you think the squad are rated. So here we go. I've done a little graphic here that we can fill in just the ratings, basically, of what we think our squad are rated. So I don't want this to be like, oh, a 10's a Lionel Messi. Doesn't really work in our squad. So I'm going to fill one in to start off. Jack Rodoni is a 10. He was our player of the season, best player we had play for us last season entirely. I think we're all in fairly safe agreement that there is no one better in our squad that we know of. So I'm setting the bar. He's a 10. If we want to put someone else as a 10, that's fine. But no one's getting better than that. So should we start up front? Hopefully we can get your comments flooding in. What do we rate Hadji Wright? Throw it in the comments and panel. Miles, what do you rate Hadji Wright out of 10?
On last season...
Well, just what do you think of him? He's been in with us 2 years now. At the time of the Sky Blues, how would you rate him?
Okay. I'm going to defend him here. Half of his season he was injured, so I'm going to take that into account. If he'd played a full season, I probably would give Hadji Wright a 7.
Fair enough. Claudio?
Okay.
First of all, Jack, have you had media training or something? That was a fantastic introduction.
I haven't.
I thought if you rehearsed that, that's really good. I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay, that's positive, Vicky.
Can I just ask, are we basing this on his past 2 seasons or the influence that we think he can have next season, i.e. what his importance to the squad for next season?
I think a bit of both. So you've got to rate him how he's performed for us, but how valuable he is to our squad as well.
Okay, cool.
So wait up a bit.
A bit. I'm going to say 8 as well then.
Okay. Glancing through the comments, mostly 7s and 6s. I don't want any halves, so no 7.5, no 6.5 going forward. That looks like a solid 7. Makes it easier. I'm not doing.
I would round it down, Jack, if they put a 6.5 or a 7.
Well, I can't tell if Trevor Merriman's put right as a -7 there, or whether he's just saying 7. Right, Ellis Sims.
Claudia,
We'll
what you just said.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh no, 2 seconds. What you just said, Claudia, about Jack. I remember the first time we invited him on here to become part of the team, and he went, "I'm so nervous. I've never done this before." Blah blah blah. I said, "Wait until you get into it, week in, week out." I said, "You'll start becoming very fluent." And Jack, that was fantastic. Well done, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Ellis Sims. Oh, do you know what? I want so much from Ellis Sims, and I mean this in a real good way. I think there's a real good player in there, and we've seen it the first season he was with us. I just hope that he can create more this season coming. Last season was a bit meh for him. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking. It's chasing pigeons up and down the garden. I'll go for Ellis Sims. I'm going to go. I'm really sorry, Vic, but I'm going to go a 5 at the moment. I know he had a great season, but then he's had a real poor one, and I'm hoping he can turn it around. But at the moment, for me, I think it's a 5.
Go on, Vic, back him.
So just reading the comments, and sort of just someone said I was going to give him a 1. There's no way I'm going to give him a 1, is there?
James Hollyoak. Yeah, James. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I've spoken a lot of times about how I'm not sure that he's suited to the way we play. So if you're taking into account the player that he's been, the player he could be, depending on how we set up next season, there's still a question about how much influence he can have. And so whilst I think he's got the potential to be right up there, I think that based on what we've seen and what we don't yet know about how we're going to play him next season, I'm going to go 7.
Oh, brilliant.
Claudio, round it off.
Yeah, it's I mean, you're saying your dog's chasing pigeons. Maybe Ellis needs to come and watch your dog train.
You don't stop.
To be honest, I'd give him a 7 because he's not a complete plank, that's for sure. And hopefully now, with the pre-season under their belts again, and by the time the season starts, he can be up and running. Because if he's not, he's going to miss out. He won't be played, will he? So I would still say a 7. There's still some value there with Ellis Sims.
Well, we've got lots and lots of 6s and 5s in the comment, a couple of 4s, but there's been a couple of 7s and a couple of 7s in the panel. So I'm going to average that at a 6. BTA next, 6 but 7 if he gets a good fade.
very, very fashion conscious is Jonah there in the United States, leading the way for Sky Blue Fans TV in the USA.
He is.
He's doing his bit, and he'll be live with me come the Saturday matches when we're reporting back virtually straight after. So
God,
stay tuned. Stay tuned.
God help us.
Tuned.
Yes.
Right, BTA. Some comments coming in. Claudio, kick us off.
BTA.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 maximum. I just, he's not the player I expected. And after seeing him at the Albion, and we saw flashes now and then, that goal at Swansea, etc. The one he made against Middlesbrough, but by then Middlesbrough had virtually given up and throwing everybody forward. So it's kind of a false 10 minutes, I thought. 6.
Okay, Vicky.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it? Because I'm a bit like Claudio. I was excited when we signed him. I wanted us to sign him when Albion signed him. I was disappointed he went there instead. And then when we got him, I was really excited. But I don't think he really did himself credit last season. So the question is whether we can move on and do a better job next season, because we all thought that we were going to see more from him. I feel like I'm copying Claudio's numbers because I want to say 6. But I'm going to have to. That's 6.
Miles, what do you reckon?
I'm with Vicky on this one. I was so excited when we signed Thomas Asante. I went out and bought the home shirt, and I wasn't a big fan of the home shirt. And I thought, well, we're signing someone like Brandon Thomas Asante. I thought, here we go. Let's buy a shirt, put some money in the coffers. Hopefully we'll get another signing. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. I'm going to give him a 5. I'm hoping he's going to do a bit more this season when he's settled in a bit more. I'm going 5.
Fair enough. I think the majority of the comments are averaging about a 5 as well. I don't really want to give him. There you go. He's a stocking filler. There's a few 4s coming in, and I think the consensus is he's not. From the comments, he's not as good as Ellis Sims, so he deserves a 5 on that basis. Norman Bissett, I think we all. We'll move on now to Bissett. I think we all thought when Frank came in and he was the starting striker that he was offering something. He got energy, and he was going to, kick on. But with 2 goals, one against Sheffield United and one against Portsmouth, where he could have had a couple or could have, passed it to, was it Mason Clark, to get us doubling the lead within 5 minutes. And he never really came of anything. And then his appearances off the bench have been poor, I think. So we've already got some differing numbers here. 5, 7s, a 2 from Wayne Littlewood, ever the positive Wayne. That's a 2 out of 3 from Wayne, I think that is.
I think Wayne's recovering from a week in a field somewhere with a load of VW vans or something.
Fair enough. Claudia, what do you make of Bissett's season and what he can contribute this coming season?
Started with a lot of promise. His social media footage is better than his performances on the pitch, really, I think. I'd sooner watch his TikToks at the minute. I'd minute 5. What I've seen, he started like an 8 and then sort of, I don't know, really waned off, didn't he? Is that the right word is? I don't know. 5. A 5, because there is potential there, obviously, but at the minute, it's a 5. He's nowhere near the starting lineup.
Miles?
I'm going to snap with that one. 5 for me. Something's going to come good of Bissett. Definitely something's going to come good.
We all want it, don't we? The housery, let's call it, as we've seen against Sheffield United specifically, is it's something that we lack as a squad, and he's got that, but he hasn't got the other things that we need him to have, which is performances.
Yeah.
Vicky, what do you make of Norman?
It's interesting, isn't it? The perception that people have with players, because in the comments people have been sort of saying 7 and things like that, and he's clearly a player with potential, but he did very little and show some potential last season. So the fact that some people are scoring him higher than players that actually might not have fulfilled their full potential but contributed more over the season shows maybe what people are judging things on, that maybe like that housery is something that, because I'm not sure if he hadn't done that in the Sheffield United game, whether he'd still be getting the same scores, because I think that's what sort of got him on side with a lot of fans, and they're sort of seeing his potential and they're seeing him do stuff like that, and he's getting a high score. But for the one to not actually copy Claudio again, I'm going to have to say 5.
Don't forget the good performance he put in against Tottenham, and he ended up getting the assist for Asante with the goal, and that was a very good performance. That was one of his first, I think.
We all had really high hopes at that point, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly, and he's not lived up to that almost.
No, that's the trouble. He's raw, isn't he? So you will see flashes, and we just need to give him time to develop into the player that he could be. But I mean, it's a 5 for me.
There were a few quite positive comments to begin with, a couple of 7s. Then Wayne's brought the average down with his 2. He's revised it to a 3, but I think a 5's about average for Norman as well from the consensus. Right, Sakamoto. Miles, kick us off. How would you rate Sakamoto in his two years with the Sky Blues, and how he can impact our squad for the next season?
Oh, God. How high can I go?
Well, you can't give him a 10 because he's not as good as Jack Rodoni.
I can give him a 10. I'm giving him a 10.
All right, you're giving him a 10.
I'm giving my boy a 10. Absolute 10. Rock solid. Bang on the money. Wow. Wow.
I mean, I think we've already got our average from all the comments, but Vicky, what do you think?
it's weird, isn't it? Because he's 2 seasons, I suppose. He's grown as the season's gone on, and if he can carry that into next season, I think that could be really exciting. So I'm going to go 9.
Okay, Claudio.
Can I just say before Claudio comes in, Jordan, you've not been listening. Seriously, you can't put halves, Jordan. Have a word.
Because we get in trouble with Jack.
and also, Janet's come in and she said a 9, which is close enough to a 10. So I'm going to say she said 10. But she is a paid member of Sky Blue Fans TV. If you want to head over to Sky Blue Fans TV on YouTube, you can subscribe for $1.99 a month or $4.99, and you get exclusive access to early editions of the Sky Blue History podcast, which went live this morning, and they are live now for members until tomorrow morning. So please, you ain't going to miss £5 a month, are you, or $1.99? So thank you, Janet, for that. Carry on, Jack. Sorry.
That's all right. Claudio, what would your average be?
Put it this way: if everyone's fit, he starts, doesn't he? So he's a 9 for me. He's up there basically. You know what you're going to get from Tats. Is going to give it all, and is a tiger, isn't he? You got to play him.
Well, if Wayne Littlewood's saying an 8, that means he must be a 9. So we'll call it a 9 for Sakamoto.
I've got a couple of comments here. Can I just read these out?
Yeah.
This is a cliche, man. In the absence of actual football, has anyone watched women's Euros? A life-size Subbuteo goalie with a big stick operated by the crowd would have been more agile than the Welsh keeper. I have been watching quite a lot of the games, actually. And the one thing I have noticed, as opposed to the men's tournament, when it gets to this stage, there's still a massive gulf between the really good teams and the not so good teams. And it's just showing up in these group stages. But the girl in goal for Wales, she had a mare, absolute mare. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens. But the football hasn't been that bad at all, actually. It's been a lot better than, say, from 5-6 years ago. But there's still that gulf between the difference. And I think they need to breed 6-foot women to play in goal. That's all I think it needs, because top corner goals aren't really in the top corner. Some of them are going in sort of at head height. It's one of those, isn't it? It will get better as long as they spend the money on it. I just thought I'd say that. Peter Dolan says we have some really good young players that in other teams might have been given a chance by now. Great show as normal, guys. Looking forward to the friendlies and the new season. And Salop CCFC saw Sims and Saka pre-season at Shrewsbury. When they came to us, Saka stood out far above the two. Okay, cool.
Well, that shows in our ratings of the two so far, with a 9 and a 6. So, let's give Raphael a go at ranking him. Maybe less on performances that we've seen, because we've only seen 5 substitute appearances from Raphael, and I don't remember him touching the ball once, to be honest. What would you rate his potential, or how well he could impact this season? So let's say as a squad player on both wings, or rotating for Sakamoto without an injury. Hard one to give it a go, but let's give it a go. Miles, what do you think? Have we got any idea?
Thanks for making me go first. 3.
Okay. Vicky?
3.
It's hard, isn't it, when you've not really seen someone play? I mean, the one thing, actually, he seems to be quite a popular member of the squad. Whenever you see footage at the training ground, he's always involved with the players. And so, for me, I'm taking some optimism from that they've seen that he's got potential and he's an integral part of the squad. So, trying to be optimistic, I'm thinking that's a good sign. And that if he can actually stay fit and get some game time, we might see a bit of a player. And there was one game he came on towards the end of last season, and he put himself about quite well, and maybe a few more minutes might have actually touched the ball. I think it's hard to go above 4, isn't it, for a player that's never really played and we haven't seen properly. And I'm willing to go that though, because I feel like when you've got a squad of players that, and I suppose this is the thing with him, you've got a squad of players that have reached the playoffs, and so had a relatively decent season, and some of those have made FA Cup semi-final the season before. It's hard to rate any of them really, though, isn't it? Realistically, but he hasn't been part of that, and so I think a 4 is probably fair enough.
Claudio, any addition to that?
I think I agree with Vicky. It's really hard. I mean, really, it should be. I don't even know how you can vote on him, to be honest, because he's hardly touched the ball. It's a bit like in the paper when Andy Turner rates the subs and they've come on for 2 minutes and he gives them a 7. It's a bit like that, isn't it? So I would go 4 because he's not going to be above anybody else in the squad is at the minute because he's not played.
Yeah, I mean we've got all sorts. We've got 2s, 3s. We've got an 8. I don't know how you can give him an 8 just on what Frank and Mark Robbins have said on interview, but it's hard. I think we'll just give him a 4 because a couple of you have said that. So seems the fairest we can give him. Let's move on to the left wing, Efron. Obviously, you came on really, really well when Frank took over. Got an unfortunate injury. Was it the Plymouth game? He went off at halftime, Boxing Day, and then came in and out and did fairly well. Obviously, scored that goal at the Stadium of Light that kept our hopes alive. Where would you all rate him? Vicky, we'll start with you.
I'm quite excited about him. I was excited when I saw him play against Everton. Then it was a bit of a slow burner. And then we really saw a player until he got his injury. Then it just took a bit of time to sort of settle in. And then the season obviously ended. But I'm thinking that a fit EMC going into next season. What did we give Saka in the end? What was his score? Did he finish an 8 or a 9? 9.
9 in the end.
I think probably like just behind that, maybe an 8 then. Yeah, 8 for me.
Claudio?
Same again. If he's fit, he starts as far as I'm concerned. So he's an 8/9. So with 8 for me, definitely.
Miles?
8. As long as he's fit, 8. Yeah, I don't think he's as good as Sakamoto, but he's good. Very good. Very pacey. He's very pacey. Sakamoto can ping out a ball. He can see a ball. He can see it from nowhere. Mason Clark is very quick, and that's what you need, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, I think I would quite like to give him a 9, but there's a couple of 7s and mostly 8s in the comments, so I think 8's the consensus.
Question from Rams of Possibility, Sky Blue Fans TV. Can we have a vote on a Bikwu?
I mean, we could. We absolutely could. I haven't put it in here because he's not actually made his debut for CCFC. So it's hard to rank. I know he's played a lot in the 23s or 1s and then went on loan at Grimsby. I'm happy putting him in, but he's not actually played for us. So
come on, put him in. Put him in.
All right.
Come on, the fans have spoken. The fans have spoken. Get him in.
In that case, let's go. Justin Abikwu, let's give him a rating.
Get in the box. That's where he is, in the box.
Well, based on Grimsby, you're looking at a 7 because they're raving about him. So
he had a very good pre-season as well. Last season, I believe, he was scoring goals left, right, and centre for us.
And he does look a talent. I'd give him a 7, but I mean, it's
so you're saying he's better than Ellis Sims?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just clarifying that's what you meant.
Well, I'm basing it on last season, and he did all right for Grimsby, and he looked good.
What level of Grimsby playing at, though?
They're League Two. They're League Two.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying he's not a good prospect, but you can't say a player that did well in League Two is comparable to a player in the Championship.
I just did. I just said it.
old Mad Frankie says 0.
Oh, hold on a minute. If Mad Frankie said 0, then it is 0, isn't it?
Yeah, but Wayne's giving him a 7.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. Hopefully, he stays with us and is main part of the squad this season and breaks
when we saw him in pre-season, he looked good in pre-season. I can't remember where was it. I can't remember where it was. Maybe Exeter away or somewhere. I can't remember where I saw him. What are we looking?
That was before we signed Asante and Bassett. Don't forget.
Yeah,
So clearly,
it looks a prospect.
but clearly, who Mark at the time and Mark's coaching staff went, we've got Hadji Wright, he's good enough. We've got Ellis Sims, he's good enough. Bickwoo's not good enough, so we need to bring players in. That's the decision that was made at the time.
Yeah, but Jack, I'll take the decisions made by Mark Robbins and the coaching staff last summer with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, of course.
Basically, I think we need him to do well. He did well on loan, and it would be nice, wouldn't it, that we have some players coming through and breaking, and we need players breaking into that first team squad from our own youth academy, basically.
Yeah. What score did we give Bassett in the end?
Bassett's got a 5.
I think the same personally, then, because he's a player that's a prospect. We don't know enough yet, and so I think they're probably comparable. It's up to both of them this season to kick on and show what they can do if they're given the chance. And so I'd give them comparable scores personally.
5 seems fair. Jonah, he's basically got what you want Sims to have. He's got the sort of mini afro on top, but with a fade on the side. So I think you'll like it. Right, I'm gonna ask for Hadji.
Hold on, you haven't asked me.
Oh, sorry, Miles. What do you think?
Unbelievable. Blimey, lead me out, why don't you?
Sorry. You whinge you back there first, so I thought I'd just brush you aside.
I'll go 5.
There you go, sorry. I also want you to rate Hadji Wright as a left winger. So think about his performances over the last 2 seasons and think about what impact he could have as a left winger. So let's say Efron's injured. We don't have depth here.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. We've already done Hadji Wright. We ain't doing him again.
Let the people speak, Miles.
7 for me again then.
We've got another 15 players to get through yet.
7, okay.
My score was really based on him being out wide, I guess. I hadn't really sort of thought separated it into striker, winger. I actually
all right, fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the same what I had before.
Yeah, mine's the same, Jack, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
he has trouble playing in one position of mine too, so
yeah.
Right, we'll move on. I've separated the central midfielders to sort of the attack-minded and the defence-minded. So forget I've put left centre mid and right centre mid. Think Torp, Eccles, and Andrews are sort of the progressive midfielders, and Grimes, Sheaf, and Allen, especially under Frank Lampard, has played in a deeper, more defensive covering role. So I've separated them in that way. So what do we think of Victor Torp? Obviously, injury issues, both last season and the one before, but some really good goals, some really good assists when he's fit and firing. What do we think of Torp? We'll start with you, Miles, so I don't forget you.
7. I love Victor Torp. He's ace.
Short and sharp. Excellent.
Love his attitude's brilliant. He's absolutely superb, but 7 for me.
Excellent. Claudio?
yeah, I'm going for a 7 as well. It'd be higher if he could sort himself out away from home, but at home, he scored some vital goals. And we missed him towards the back end of the season. I thought, especially that Sunderland playoff semi-final, he could have made a difference for us.
Yeah.
So 7 though.
Bit creativity maybe lacked. Vicky, what do you think?
Hold on, Vic. 2 secs, Vic. Hold on, Vic. 2 secs. Jack, no one's listening to you tonight. Everyone's putting 0.5, 7.5. Jack says no half points, please. Thank you.
Is there any way Mad Frankie could tell everybody? Mad Frankie, can you tell them no halves in my establishment? Only
now my pen's broke.
Sorry, Vic. Go on. What do you think of Victor?
No worries. So really following on from what Claudia just said, it's the away performance. So for me, it's a 6. I think until he starts showing up away from home, I can't give him more than a 6.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I mean, he'd be an 8 at home and a 6 away. So to me, that would average at a 7. Comments at 7. Oh, Dave Sports Photos. He's a 3 away from home. Oh,
Yeah, it's understandable though. It is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. You're just bucking the trend a little bit there.
I'd be inclined to agree, to be honest. I think he's been very disappointed away from home.
7 seems good average. Josh Eccles, get your comments in about Josh Eccles. So we've heard, if you heard Frank Lampard's interview over the last, I think it was today actually released, he said that Eccles is obviously still carrying that injury from Sunderland, but he expects Eccles to come on leaps and bounds. So he said Eccles has come back looking stronger, so maybe he can be a bit more physical in that central midfield, and hopefully we can see a rise in Josh Eccles, similarly to what we saw with Victor Torp under Frank Lampard so far. I don't know what you guys think, Claudio.
Josh Eccles, a player I want to do so well, basically because he's home, Cov lad, isn't he? There's some games where you actually think, when he was given the captain's armband last season, that first game, I thought it was tremendous.
Yeah.
And then the next game,
the contract.
yeah, when he got the contract, then the next game, it's like, maybe give him a contract every week. But for me, he's a 5. He's a solid player. We wouldn't miss him if he left. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel. I don't think us getting promoted won't be down to keeping Josh or not. Put it that way.
Vicky?
So this is one of the rare occasions that me and Claudio seem to be different, and I'm going to go 7.
Excellent. Miles, what do you rate one of our own local lads?
Do you know what? I really like Josh Eccles, and my mate's in hospital at the moment still. And one of his nurses is his ex-girlfriend and has a child from Josh, which was quite funny. She knew. I went in one day and he says, "God, this nurse knows loads about Cov City." I said, "Does she?" He says, "Yeah." And she's his ex-girlfriend. But I'm going to give Josh a 6.
Fair enough. Josh. I think most of the comments are 6. There's the odd 5, a 4, but a few 7s. So I want a 3. Ooh, a 3. James Hollyoak. He's not pulling his punches. Fair enough if that's what you think. I think on his day he can be really poor, but on his other day he can be really good. So a 6 seems fair. Right, Kai Andrews, again, someone Frank Lampard raved very highly about. Sent him on loan to Motherwell, where he had really good performances. Played for Wales under 19s as well this summer. And again, Frank has said he's joined back up with the squad, looks stronger and looks technical. Could he be the depth that we're after in central midfield, or do we need to go and add depth in this area?
I don't know, but Frankie says leave it to him. He's going to sort it. So I'm trying to get these off.
You're broken it.
It's all right. So Kai Andrews, you say?
Yes.
So hard to make it's so difficult because you haven't seen enough of some of these. So I'm going to say a 5 for me. It's
Miles.
I think it could be a 4 or 5. I think you got to be looking at maybe a 4. I think we haven't seen enough of him. I've seen him play in the under 21s and things, but it's a completely different story, isn't it?
Yeah, Vic.
I'm going to go 5. I think sort of similar to people like a Bickroo, where we know they've got potential. This is probably the season to show it or not, and we'll know whether they're going to make it here or not. But there's been a lot of promising talk about him, and we've seen little spells of a decent player there. So yeah, but I think on the basis that we're sort of going 5 for the potential, that's what I'm going to go with for him as well.
There's one thing for certain: we're not getting promoted with that squad. I'm just putting it out there. We have to looking at it. There's too many who are going to. Well, there's 2 or 3 are probably going out on loan again at the minute. So we need stronger players. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, Joe. I just thought I'd put that in there.
Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of why we're doing this to see if we can identify where needs improving. Depth, not just starting 11, but depth as well. Matt Grimes. We all like Matt Grimes. He's we all dream of a team of Matty Grimes, as we sing. Came in from Swansea. He's the central midfield we've been crying out for 18 months plus before we signed him, and I really think he's a very good player for us. Maybe a little bit deep sometimes, but that's possibly less of his own fault, more of the pressing nature of other teams. Derby away springs to mind, where they didn't let him get out of. I mean, he was centre back for the second half, wasn't he? And Bobby was a striker pretty much. And Jonah thinks he should be captain. There you go. So factor that in. Is he captain material? What do we all think, Vicky?
I do think he's captain material. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens around that, because obviously it was Sheaf's last season. I don't feel like that felt like a natural role for Sheaf. I don't know whether he wants that role, but it didn't feel like it was. And I think Grimes that's who I'd be giving it to next season. And I think factoring in what will hopefully be his importance next season, I'm going to give a 9.
Excellent. Miles?
With Vic on this 9 all day long. I think, he's been a great impact. Absolutely brilliant. And to see a full season with him, I think is going to be crucial in our bid to get promoted.
Claudio?
I'd go higher than a 9. I think he's a 10. I think he's the most. Without him, would have been nowhere near the playoffs. I think he was the cement, wasn't he, in that second half of the season at times, and he was so critical in keeping that ball when we couldn't keep it. It's not what everybody wants to see at times, but you need that player. And if we'd have got him at the start of the season, I think it'd have ran Rudy close to player of the season. Some of the passes he plays were brilliant. We just need him further forward, probably.
The stat that sticks out in my head was, I remember when he came on against Leeds, made his debut. The only pass that he didn't successfully complete was a free kick that he pumped into the box, and it didn't not reach our player. The ref blew the whistle for a foul before it reached any player. That was the only pass he was unsuccessful in making in that debut game, and that just said it all. Set the tone for me. I'd love to give him I think a 10 as well. I'd love to see him there, but there's a lot of 8s and a lot of 9s in the comments, so we're gonna round it to a 9, I think.
Yeah.
Right, Ben Sheaf.
We don't like odd numbers, do we, Vic?
No.
Well, we've got a 7, a 5, a 5, a 5, 2 9s now. So at least there's no half numbers. Ben Sheaf. I don't just want you to rate Ben Sheaf on what you think he is as a captain or how he performed last year with his injuries. Think about performances from the last 4 years and what he can add to this squad going forward, because we know he probably had a very subpar year based on his last season, but just remember that Sheaf and Hamer combination we had a couple of years ago. Sheaf was unreal, possibly one of the best central midfielders in the Championship that season. Factor that in. There's already a couple of 5s, and I'm a bit disappointed because I really like Sheaf. Claudio, what would be your assessment of Ben?
I would say 7, actually. I think he's right off it for what we want now.
If I'd have asked you 12 months ago, would that number have been higher?
Maybe. But we can't, can we really? I can't. It's okay talking about the previous seasons, but it's, I'm thinking about going ahead and last season, and
that's why I say factor it all in. Factor in the player that we have seen him be, but factor in the player that he has been most recently.
I'm not going to give him an 8 because you want me to. I'm going to say 7.
That's fine. That's fair.
Stop forcing numbers out of me.
I didn't say a number. I did not say a number.
I'll
Vicky.
get Frankie on you.
Vicky.
Oh, it's hard with Sheaf. Because when he first arrived, I really rated him, and I was having a lot of discussions on social media defending him, very much at a Sims type territory. And then he became the player that I thought was there, and people were recognising it. And he had that really good season when we made the playoffs, like the first time. But I just feel like the last 2 seasons has been too hit and miss with injuries, and I mean, I'm not even sure I'd give him a better score last summer. I don't think he had as good a season even the season before as he did the season before that. So it's been very hit and miss the last couple of seasons. And some of worry is it's going to be the same again. He just seems unfortunately injury prone. So are we going to get a lot of games out of him? I think we know there's a player there, but also you get to the stage where you think how much do these injuries start to take a toll? Like, can he get back to that level at all now that we know is there? Like, is that player still even in him now? I don't know. So I think I don't know. I think that'd be about 7 for me as well, to be honest.
Fair enough.
It's a shame.
Miles?
I like Ben Sheaf. And like you said, Jack, you got to take into account what he was like the last few years. When he first came to us, everyone was slagging him off, saying, "Oh, he ain't no good, and that he can't pass a ball." And I was saying on this channel, he wasn't at Arsenal for no reason. There's a player in there for somewhere, and that he was only not getting in the Arsenal team because they had a lot of foreign players playing for him, and a lot of these Premiership sides prefer these foreign players. For me, I think going forward, if he can stay fit, and I mean fit, if he can really stay fit, he plays alongside Grimes. And I would give Ben Sheaf an 8 because I really like Ben. I think he's brilliant. He's a great player when he's fit, and we all know that. We know how good he can be.
I would agree. I'd love to give him an 8. Maybe even a 9 if you asked me a year or two ago. But injuries, dip of form, too much pressure on him with the thin midfield we had until Grimes arrived. He's not the same player, and will he recover from all the injuries he's had? I don't know. It's going to have to be a 7, probably at best, I think.
I've seen videos of him on his Instagram, and he's been in a lot of training through the summer. Although he's been on holiday, he's been at a lot of training camps, one-on-one training. So, you know, he knows as a physical and as a fit athlete that he knows that he needs to improve, and he will improve, and we all know that. For me, I think Ben is key to this team, and if he can stay fit, I think you'll be knocking on the door of Grimes with a 9 if he can stay fit. I really do. He is such a good player, and he can pass a ball. We know he can pass a ball. The only thing he can't do is shoot. That's the downside.
We know that.
Yeah, that's the downside.
And I know a lot of you are saying 5s and 6s in the comments. Wouldn't we all love him to put a 10 out of 10 performance and be our player of the season? We'd like that from every player, but this is just what we think, isn't it? You know, we all want every player to perform all the time. It's just not the case.
Well,
Right, Jamie Allen. Sorry.
Well, Paul Stratton says, how you played 2 seasons ago ain't getting us up this season. And Cooley Boaty, he shouldn't go for goal though, because I'm sorry, he's bad at finding the net. So it's Wayne Go says the midfield looks weak at the minute, and he's good at passing sideways, says James Hollyoak.
Yeah, true. Right, what about Jamie Allen? I think a few of you have already got your comments in. This time last year, I was saying we need to let him go, but under Frank Lampard, he sort of refound a bit of a role as a utility player, mopping up when just before we signed Grimes and when Sheaf's been unavailable. Took the captain's armband a few times and has put in some good hearty performances, but with one of the older members of our squad, is he good enough to keep us pushing for the playoffs and even promotion? Lots of sixes coming in. Vicky, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, he's been a great servant to the club, hasn't he? He's been integral in our rise from where we were when he came in. But for me, if we want to go to the next level, we need an upgrade. And it's a shame, but I just think that if we've got realistic expectations of taking ourselves to the next level, I mean, for me, the priority all summer's been the midfield, and I actually think this exercise is showing why to a degree, because we've got too many players that can do a job on the day, but aren't the sort of 9-10 type players that are the, like, if you look at the midfield for teams like Leeds and Burnley that took them up, and what we've got is that's where we need to improve. And I just think, unfortunately, Alan is potentially the weakest of all those options that we've got. And whilst he can come in and do a job, I don't think it's a job that is good enough if we want to really seriously push for Premier League football. So, but again, on the back of what I've said about the fact we've had success, and I feel that we can't be really harsh on any of these players, I'm struggling to give anyone particularly low marks. I think it's going to be at least a 6. But yeah.
Yeah, Miles?
Yeah, I agree with everything Vic said. I think it's time. You've got to be ruthless. You've got to let these players go. It's one position we've said that we need to fill, to strengthen, because when Victor Talk got injured, then Eccles got injured, things like that. Sheaf got injured. We were struggling in that position. So for me, I think he's a 5, to be honest. I think he's halfway. I think, is it time he's going? I'm not too sure. There are rumours flying around, but yeah. And he's just got engaged, so congratulations to Jamie Allen. But a 5.
Claudio?
Well, he's got a 1-year contract. He wants a 2-year contract. Don't be surprised if he's gone by the end of the summer. 5 max. It's a great lad, but we need more.
Yeah.
I think the consensus of the comments is very similar to Josh Eccles, so I'm going to put him in as a 6 as voted by the comments.
Can I just say, Jack, the way the club's going, you know, you look at this pre-season that they're out in Portugal. Everyone knew they were going to Portugal, but no one knew where they were going. No one knew that they weren't going to play a game. It's starting to feel, I was talking to someone at work, I said, it's starting to feel like we are being separated from the players. There's no end of season awards. And when you've got a player like Jamie Allen in the team, you can't carry those sort of players anymore. It's time to move them on, and that's and you can tell the way the club is going with all this. There's another announcement tonight. They've got a friendly against Monaco at St. James's Park, St. George's Park later on in the month. And that's the way the club's going now. You know, the kids can't even get signatures outside the ground when the players are going into the ground. We've come away from this, you know, fans being able to communicate with the players now. This is serious business, and we can't afford to carry players like Jamie Allen.
Well, we'll see. We've got almost about 8 weeks left of the transfer window, so anything's possible still. So fingers crossed that Doug puts his hand in his pocket and builds on this squad, replaces some players and lets some go.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to make
Wayne.
Oh, sorry.
That is spot on, Vic. We have a lot of players who on their day can be excellent, but sadly those days are few and often. Should be few and not often, surely. Day sports photos. Alan should have moved on. He's the last of the Fads, Kells, Godden generation. Should be playing in League One, as a champs player is no higher than a 2, not in the same class as Sheaf.
Interesting. Right, I'm going to make this next bit easier and go on hype, potential, and expectations only. I'm going to give Kessler Hayden and Miguel Brau both a 7, because that's where we all expect them to be. We don't expect that we as a club have bought in players that are going to be a 5 or a 6 out of 10 every week. So I'm just going to fill that in. Now I'm going to go a bit rogue. I want a 5-second answer at maximum from the panel, and as many comments really quickly. Brad Collins out of 10. Miles.
You've done it again. You've done it again. You've come to me first on Brad Collins. Seriously, you know how I feel about Brad Collins.
Just give me a number.
2 seasons. Said 2 seasons ago, Exeter 1.
All right, Vicky.
We're sponsoring him this season.
4.
Generous. Claudio?
Well, the Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club sponsored him last season. So we never saw him. Well, we never saw him at first, and he got in the team. We thought, oh, and then we wish we hadn't seen him. He's a 3.
Yeah, there's a couple of 3s and 4s. There's a 0. There's a 0. I don't think a 0's allowed on this system.
This is the best one. This is the best one. Can't believe he didn't get player of the season. Wayne, a ghost.
I can't tell if that's 10 or minus 10. It genuinely could be.
He wouldn't look out of place in the women's Euros, I tell you.
Will be a 3. Will be a 3. I told you I'm going rogue. Ben Wilson. So Ben, as it stands, is due to be our number 1 keeper. He looks pretty wham in those videos I've seen of him in Portugal. So that's never a bad thing. And he lives around the corner from my dad. So hope to bump into him when I'm around there.
I'm worried about you, Jack. He's a bit wham.
Well, he is. Look, have you seen the videos of him?
Your wife needs to be worried.
I like Ben, but he's only a 6 for me.
Oh, stop it.
There's a 10, there's a 4, there's a 5. Right, 6. So go on then, Miles. Respond to that. What do you think for Ben?
I'm going 9 for Ben, not just because of his playing ability, but his charisma, his personality around the camp. It's about what he does for the club himself in the changing rooms, getting the team to gel, getting them to, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm going for. What did I say? 9.
Okay. Yeah, Vicky.
I'm going to go 7.
Yeah, I mean, varying comments. There's 5s, there's 6s, there's 7s, there's 8s, there's 9s, and there's 10s. Actually, I'm not sure there's an 8, but there's a vary. There really is. I think it's fair to give him around 7 for what he's done with us at the club.
Can I just remind everyone to get their pen and papers in a quiz? Honest.
We'll try and wrap this up. Oliver Dovin, how do we rate him based on pre-injury?
I'm going to go. Oh, sorry, Mark. I'm going to go with. I'm only going to go with a 7. I think he only looks as good as we think he is because the others aren't that great. So I'm only a 7 for me.
Yeah. Okay, Vicky.
I disagree. I'm going to go 8.
We're going to 4.
Fair enough. Miles.
Dovin, 8.
Yeah, lots of 7s, lots of 8s. I think he's better than Ben Wilson. The comments are very torn between 7 and 8. So I'm gonna call him an 8 for now. But obviously he's injured. Probably won't play till the new year, we think. So that's not really relevant right now.
Already you can see what our starting lineup is based on these numbers.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, roughly. Milan. What do we all rate Milan? He's added a long throw to his game. He got a couple of assists, or quite a lot of assists towards the end of the season. He's got pace. Could he be off to Everton? What do we rate him? Miles, surprise, you first.
Milan. 9.
Simple. Vicky?
I'm a bit torn on that one because I don't think he was anywhere near the player last season as he was the year before, but I think that was in part because there was no cover for him, so he had to probably play to whatever injury form, anything. So hopefully this season, if he stays and they're both there, that they can drive each other on to be better. And I think we conceded quite a lot of goals. People gave De Silva a lot of stick, but I think that we had the same problem with Milan on his side. So I think I want to give a half. Can I have 7.5?
No.
8 then.
Fair enough. Claudio?
Yeah, just an 8 for me, I think. I say just an 8. That's still quite good, isn't it? 8. I think defensively, like Vicky says, there's some games he got let off, I reckon, because he's so popular.
Yeah, I mean, Plymouth away was a shocker for Milan, wasn't it?
And Burnley at home.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Was it Sunderland? Sorry, Sunderland, wasn't it? Yeah, I think he gets away with a lot because he's popular with the fans. Going forward, fantastic. defensively a bit ropey at times. So, but still an 8, which is good. And I'd have him starting every time.
And 8 seems the consensus. There's a couple of 9s and even a 10 in the comments. But well, maybe he's a 9 then. I think he's a 9 based on all the comments. I'm going to have to put 9.
Ooh.
Okay, last or 6 players left. Let's try and rattle through them. Bobby Thomas, Claudio.
8.
Vicky.
Dawn said I had to give him 10.
Fair enough. Miles.
8.
Yeah. I mean, 8 on it. Oh, Vicky, you can't say Dawn had to give. You have to give him a 10, and Dawn's giving him a 9.
She told me I had to give him a 10, and I was going to get duffed up, and so I'm scared of Dawn.
Dawn.
Duffed
I'm
up.
going to give a 9 then. If she's only giving a 9, I'm giving a 9.
I mean, there's a few 6s in there, but again, 8's a consensus. Let's go with that. In the comments, throw some initials out. So just put JL for Latabody Airport, LB for Louis Binks. Throw all of the answers in the comments. I'll try and get through them quickly. And the panel, Latabody Air, Claudio.
5.
Yeah,
That's more
Vicky.
than I thought he was going to give.
6.
It's because I'm giving him a 5 because I haven't seen him play for the last 6 weeks.
So what, his average has gone up again, has it?
It's gone up because he hasn't played.
Yeah, fair. Miles.
Yeah, I think this is another player that's going to go. I'll stick with a 5, I think.
Lots of 4s. A -10 from Simon Hargreaves. I know how much, and that genuinely is a -10 because I know Simon. He's not giving him a 10. That is definitely a -10. Right, Latty looks like a 4. Let's go Binksy. Cadden. Where's that come from? Miles.
Unbelievable. No one calls me that.
Milesy.
Binksy, 6.
6. Claudio.
I'm 6, I think, as well, actually.
Vicky.
6.
Yeah, there's all sorts for that. What about if I said just his tackle on Bruno Fernandes?
Oh.
10. 12.
10. 10 all day long for that one.
Yeah, there's 5s, there's 6s, there's 4s for Louis Binks. You know, there's a real mixed bag there. Some people think he's good, some people not saying he is. Scrapes a 6 from Peter Stevenson. I think I agree. I think he scrapes a 6 going from the average in the comments. Liam Kitchen, we know he's decent at his housery. Is he a good defender? What do you think, Claudio?
You know what? I think Liam has bags of potential to become a really good centre half, and hopefully it comes out of him this season. But at the minute, I'm going to say same as Bobby Thomas. I think. Where's Bobby? I think I gave him a 7, didn't I, or something like that. I think the same as Bobby. Together as a partnership, they could, if they really, really gel, they could be really good. But I was only a 7 though.
Yeah, lots of 7s, lots of 8s. Vicky, what do you think?
7 as well for me.
Yeah, Miles.
8.
Yeah, he seems to be a lot of consensus between 7 and 8, but it looks like we prefer Bobby. So on that basis, I'm going to give Kitch a 7. Jay De Silva, obviously he's only 3'6". Please don't factor that into your average.
Oh.
He's come on leaps and bounds under Frank Lampard, especially that back end of the season when Bidwell's dropped out of form. De Silva really came on, but we know De Silva's got his weaknesses. Portsmouth exposed him. Other teams have exposed him. You know, are we going to keep him on? Are we going to sell him? Are we going to keep Bidwell? What do you think, Miles, about De Silva?
5.
Yeah, fair. Vicky?
Yeah, I think like we've said that we've had trouble defensively from both fullback positions, haven't we? But he's not quite as good as Milan going forward, so it's going to have to be somewhere around about 5-6, so 6.6.
No.
6 points. Claudio.
Well, personally, let's just hope that Miguel Angel Brau is a 7, because if he doesn't start the season and any of those two start the season, we definitely ain't getting promoted. We need an improvement, and I'll do both together. I'd say 5 for both De Silva and Bidders at this stage. Now we've got to improve, and we still need better players.
Yeah, real mixed bag in the comments. There's a couple of 7s, but there's a couple of 4s. 5, maybe 6. I think De Silva's going to have a 6 based on the comments. Bidwell, obviously, Claudio, you said 5. Miles, what do you think?
Bidders 6.
Vicky?
Yeah, 6 as well for me.
Bomber Bidwell is at 7,777,777. That's a big number. That's not on the scale. Yeah, there's lots of 6s and 5s for Bidwell. I think Bidwell ended the season poorly, but a year ago we'd have all given him a 7 or an 8. So on that basis, I think let's give Jake Bidwell a 6. So there we have it. It looks like we've improved on the fullback with, backup for Milan, who's already very good. Sakamoto's great. Efron's great. Haji's a decent striker. Radoni's impeccable. Grimes with Sheaf or Torp is a decent midfield, but there's no depth there. Bobby's a good starting centre-back. Kitchen can support him, but then he's not getting much other support. The goalkeeping front, we're okay, unless Wilson picks up an injury, and then we're buggered. And let's really hope, like Claudio says, that Miguel Brau can start the season and get a foothold into that left-back position and kick on. Maybe we'll do all right. So do we need depth? Yes. Do we need players that are going to start for us? By this graphic, maybe not. So that's what you all think in the comments. That's what we think on as a panel. Let's just hope we get some more signings in. I'm sure we will. Keep the faith. Let's see what happens.
Can I just read this comment out? And it went to Miles, but I just want to address it if you don't mind, Miles.
Yes.
Dave Sports Photo says, Miles, surely the club can maintain a positive fan relationship and have a serious Operation Premier League attitude. I think the thing with the pre-season friendlies, because a lot of people are moaning about the behind closed doors thing, and Miles has gone abroad to these pre-season camps, and I think the club wanted to move. They did it last season, didn't they? They moved away from having fans go across. So I think they want to be more serious now. Yeah. It's changed, whereas before it was a bit of a party time, and as you got told off when you're out on tour with them, they didn't. It's a distraction when they're there to train. It's pre-season. It's important. And it's no different to other clubs having these behind closed doors. They don't have to go to every game, guys. That's not how it works. It never used to be like that years ago. And I think the big rumour is we've probably played Blues over there behind closed doors, which may surprise some people. But, I think you just got to realise it. That's how it is. But I think you're right, Dave. The fact that you should still be able to sign autographs outside the ground and things like that. I don't know why that's not happening.
Which is what I was saying. This is what I was saying. Dave brings up a good point. They have stopped all this, and it's getting more serious, is what I'm saying. And I know, yes, they haven't stopped the fans going to the forums, to the supporters clubs, which is great. But you can see what they're trying to do before kickoff and everything else. They're trying to stop all the distractions. And it's now getting to that stage where it's really getting serious. You don't take on Frank Lampard, who is an icon, who's a legend, to, not be serious in taking this club forward. There's a reason we've got Frank Lampard, and Doug King knows that we've got a top 6 deck, top 5 deck as we finished last season. And I get what Dave Sport's saying. I get what Dave Sport's saying, but you can see things are starting to change. And a few weeks ago, we did it on the show. You guys did it on the show. Where is the club at? And now the club is getting very serious. And it wouldn't surprise me if a couple more big signings come through the door between now and the start of the season.
Well said, Miles.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Is it quiz time?
It's in the middle. Go on,
I was going to say,
Jack.
I will just say, everyone, thank you for all your participation. But there are a few comments that are a little bit behind. So if you're a little bit behind, quick refresh because you want to be live again for the quiz that's starting any minute now.
Brilliant. Any minute now. Just a couple of announcements.
Yeah, we're back.
Just a couple of announcements before we crack on with the quiz. Then get your pens and it gives you time to get your pens and papers ready, guys. You can win tonight, and this is courtesy of Take Me Home Highfield Road. You can see his card in the background of my picture. You can head over to his website, Take Me Home Highfield Road. Just Google it, and he has given us a mug tonight to be a prize. This is lovely. Look at this two-tone mug. When I opened the box, I thought, well, I might not bother giving that away. I might have it myself. But no, this is your prize tonight for the quiz. It's really nice. And it's massive as well. You get loads of tea in there. Look, sky blue as well, which is lovely. So thank you very much to Take Me Home Highfield Road. He was on our show a few months ago. So if you want to look back at that show, you can do. Also, I want to give a massive thank you to everybody again that had to go on the auction last week. We are waiting for one person to pay for 3 items. Who was that again, Vicky?
Oh, we didn't name and shame on screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, we are, because we need paying.
Colin Branfield, if you want to get on the coach at Leamington Warwick again, you pay up.
Right. Can you get your payments over if you can, please? Get them over to info@skybluefans.tv. Send me a message. I will then send you the bank details and get them across to us. We're just waiting on you now. And if anyone who knows anyone who's got any information about cameras and stuff, we're after a camera that can go outside the ground. We can live broadcast outside the George and John statue. We're going to try and get there every week. And we want a decent camera so we can bring you decent quality content every week at home, and also some away games as well. So if anyone knows anything about cameras, please get in touch with us. Also, thank you to Mark Rainbow and Cheryl Davis. Now, this is a great story. They won the neon sign last week. It's a cracking story. Mark picked it up for me on Saturday, and they were away on holiday, and Cheryl was bidding on this sign, and it got up to the figure. I think it was £260. Ended up she won it, and it's going into a home for people who got Alzheimer's, and it's going to go on their Coventry City wall, which is absolutely brilliant. Mark said he's going to get a photo and send it to us, so look out for that on future shows. So thank you very much to Mark and Cheryl there. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And everybody else as well. There's Rich T's dad there. He's got the shirt from Ken, and who's also wearing Take Me Home Highfield Road t-shirt. Brilliant. Ken will be delivering the rest of the prizes this weekend. Ken's in Bournemouth at the moment. So if you are waiting for your item, Ken is going to be delivering them. And there's your winner of the red white shirt as well. Let me just get their name up. I did have it on the screen. 2 secs. That was Anthony Pettifer. So thank you, Anthony Pettifer, who received the shirt as well. Don't forget, this weekend we have Keaton's Day. Head down on the 12th of July. RFC Coventryans, CV64AF, £1 to enter. I'll be heading down. I am working all weekend, but I'm going to head down for an hour. My boss says I can go down, which is great. So I'm going to be down there Saturday. Come and say hello to me, and we can have a little chat. Also, this Saturday night, Wayne Ghost come to see me last week. It was a bit disappointing last week because Godiva Festival was on. It was very quiet. But I'm there again this week. I'm at the Aardvark this Saturday, 12th of July, 8 till 1. Come and see me. and come and say hello like Wayne did. It was great to put a face to the name, which was brilliant. So thank you very much. And finally, big congratulations to Ryan Howley. He's joined on a permanent deal at Bristol Rovers, and Isaac Moore, who's joined Robbie Savage at Forest Green Rovers. So congratulations to those guys as well. Right then, shall we do the quiz?
Yes. Can I just say the care home has actually got our sky blue, the theme tune. You know, they play at the ground that we managed to get the club to play when the lads run out. They've got it in the care home. They got it on a button, and they can press it. It's on the wall, and it plays out the tune, the sky blue song. So it is a fantastic. What they've done is they're amazing. So if you want to donate anything, people, please do. It'll, you know, it's to help just people memories and all that. It's all good. Excellent. All good. So the quiz then. Now it's all very random. I'm going first apparently, so I'll put my question up. So question one. They're not all about me. It just happens that this is the first question. It's not what colour underwear am I wearing or anything like that. Question one. I went to my first away match in 1970. Which Northwest club was it against? We eventually signed 3 players from that club. 2 of them became captains. Which club was it? I went to my first away match in 1970. Which Northwest club was it against? We eventually signed 3 players from that club. 2 of them became captains. Which club was it? And don't write the answers on the comments.
You got to get a piece of paper and a pen. You can win a mug tonight from Take Me Home Highfield Road. It's real nice. So let me find it.
Yeah, you said don't write it in the comments after people started writing it in the comments.
delete
they should know that. They should know that. I did say, you know, get a piece of paper and a pen, didn't I?
Yeah. Delete, basically. Question 2. In the 1990 League Cup semi-final, first leg versus Nottingham Forest, who scored our equaliser? In the 1990 League Cup semi-final, first leg versus Nottingham Forest, who scored our equaliser?
Any clues, Vic? Do you know anything? Do you know that?
No, because Claudia always forgets that we're younger and I have no idea. Me and Jack could decide.
These Premier League people. Question 3. When James Maddison signed for Norwich City, he spent time on loan at which 2 clubs? When James Maddison signed for Norwich City, he spent time on loan at which 2 clubs?
I do know that one. It's my life.
I just want to put a comment up while you're doing that. Mark Rainbow's come in. He says Cheryl is thinking about rebranding their pub into a city bar location for a show. Brilliant.
I can't see why not.
Why not?
Question 4. Which club have we played 5 home fixtures all at different stadiums? Which club have we played 5 home fixtures all at different stadiums? And I've done all of them. So
Pretty sure I know that one.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, I know that one.
And
we've come to more modern stuff.
Question 5. In which competition were we winners in 1910-11 and runners-up in 22-23?
Was that your first game?
Yes.
He was reffing that day.
We were winners in 19...
Yeah. In which competition were we winners in 1910-11 and runners-up in 22-23? Yeah, nice and easy. I'll hand over to the next person. I'll put my fan on because it's absolutely roasting in here.
Go on then, Jack.
Right, moving on. So all 5 questions are about last season specifically. So don't start thinking about any previous seasons. Not relevant. So question 6 from me. Which player scored Coventry City's first goal of the 24-25 season? Which player scored the first goal of the season? For us, not against us, just to clarify.
I can't even think that far back.
Fair enough. Number 7. In how many games did we score 3 or more goals last season? How many times did it happen?
I like that.
Gets you thinking. I'll leave that one to fester for a minute because not everyone's got as good as memory as I have, apparently.
By the way, that game in 1910 and 1911, Wayne says Bet Claudio was in the box that year. They would have had jam sandwiches back then.
I was going to say, Claudio actually invented the prawn sandwich for that game.
It'd have been a goose sandwich. Swan, when you're allowed.
Right, another thinker. Question 8. How many different players played for Coventry City last season? How many different players?
Blimey. Have a guess, Vic.
Have a guess. 24.
24. Claudio?
32.
We haven't got 32. We haven't got 32. I reckon I'll go for 21.
I mean, the question should have been how many players actually turned up for Coventry City last season.
That's a different question. That is a different question. Okay, this next one should be a little bit quicker. How many times did we play in the white kit last season? That lovely, lovely white kit that we kept winning all those games in.
Well, you have to wear it 6 times, don't you, for a season? That is.
Do you?
Apparently so. You're meant to wear it at least 6 times. Apparently. I'm not sure how true that is, but apparently we're meant to do that. Paul Cuttaford is a little bit behind. We've mentioned it, Paul. Hot off the press, we can confirm that we will face AS Monaco in the pre-season at St. George's Park on Wednesday the 16th.
Claudio, have you got tickets?
It's that's next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll be at Jessica's graduation. I won't be here.
Oh, nice.
And finally, from me, question 10. How many signings did we make last season?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
See if you can name them as well. And there's no bonus points, just bragging rights if you can name them all.
Oh, there you go.
And I'll for the.
Do you know what?
Do
you know what, Jack? Do you know what, Jack? I would give them an extra point for each player.
Nah, because a few of them are obvious.
New training kits on sale now.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's online only at the minute.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, should we have a look? Gotta have a look.
Yeah, it's it ain't cheap. I'm not sure I want to pay the hoodie as well. Not the training kit, but the hoodie. Is it 75 quid or 70 quid? And it's just got the Hummel B and PUSB. Well, give me a black marker. I can do that. Yeah.
No, that's not the training kit.
No, I'm saying the hoodie though, 70 quid, isn't it?
No, that's the leisure wear.
I'm just saying 70 quid.
Yeah, but that's the leisure wear.
I don't care what it is. It's still 70 quid.
It's better than the bloody deck chair and the bloody shirt and the.
I'm sorry, but that's Wellsbourne Market. That's a knockoff job. That is.
Well, I know I can do it cheaper than that.
It's a bit of a Mickey take.
Here we are. Training gear. Here we go. Hold on. So, adult training shirt, the grey one, 35 quid. Now, I want to check the badge on this because I think this isn't the same badge as last year. It looked like it was just a sticker on the kit. So, the adult players training shirt is 35. That's the same as last year. Tracksuit top, 55. Shorts, 30. Oh, I like the black one, though. Black one's very nice. 35. That's a staff polo. It's better than that blue we had last year, isn't it? Tracksuit top 55, shorts 35. Got new polos, travel tops 35. It's about the same as last year. Not bad.
Yeah, I shan't bother. I'm not keen on grey.
No, it's black. The staff one. It's black.
I'm not staff though.
Well, you may as well be.
Yeah. Although apparently they grey stuff. It's a bit like. Do you remember the England grey away kit from?
Oh,
way
don't tell me I'm having a great kit.
They apparently they brought it out because they thought it'd look good with jeans, and that's why it was grey. Apparently, anyway. No, it's like, yeah, they thought people would buy it because it's grey with wearing it with jeans. It, didn't really look like a football shirt, that kind of thing. But I just thought it was horrible.
Is it my go now?
Yes.
Okay, mine aren't on the screen. I've got them in front of me. Question 1. Right. Here we go. Question 1. In 1989, Coventry City beat Liverpool at Anfield 1-0. Who scored the goal? There you go.
Claudio
That's
scored
a
the
good
goal.
question. No.
It wasn't you, Claudio. It wasn't you.
No. Wasn't Claudio. No. Claudio, you can't give it away. So there you go. Lee Beckett says, deck chair, I come 5 miles. You better not have bought one of them deck chairs, not at 60 quid.
Adam Tom says, is there a prawn pink colour version?
No,
And Phil Bevan says, Claudio, aren't you wearing a grey shirt? No, it's olive about. This is olive.
Oh, blimey.
Olive.
Okay.
That's my Popeye.
Okay.
Popeye.
Shut up, will ya? Shut up. Right. Otherwise, I was going to send you back to hospital. You can have more bandages on you. Right then. Question 12. Here we go. Who got man of the match in the FA Cups in the 1987 FA Cup final? Who got man of the match? There you go. That's a good one, isn't it? Hey, that's a real good one. So who got man of the match in 1987 FA Cup final? Who was it?
Wasn't it Gary Mabbott?
No. No, not at all. Okay, question 13. This is easy. If you don't get this, there's something completely wrong. How old is Coventry City? How old is Coventry City?
I've ran out of fingers.
Easy peasy. That's got to be the easiest question all night. There you go. So how old is Coventry City? Next question. Number 14. Now, this is a bonus round. Okay? So you get a point for the correct answer, but you get a point each for the players. How many Spanish players have played for Coventry City? If you can name all 3, there's 4 points up for grabs.
Didn't we do that the other week?
There you go.
We did that the other week, and you just gave half the answer away in the question.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're very professional here at Sky Blue Fans TV.
I'm giving clues because it's a hard one.
You said how many and then said a number.
Yeah, it's a hard question, isn't it?
Oh.
That's why we're live. Shush. I've had a long day.
At least they'll all get one right.
They'll all get one right. That's the idea, you see, because there's a bonus of 3 points. So there's 4 points up for grabs here. Can they name all of them? I bet they can't. Okay, your last one. Your last one. Now, there's a point for the correct answer, but there's also bonus points if you can name the players. What was the final score against Ruston and Diamonds at Highfield Road in 2002? What was the final score? And who scored the goals? A point for every goal scorer.
You know the worst bit? I was at that game and I've got absolutely no recollection of what the score was.
I'd love it. I'd love it to be 0-0, considering he said a point for every goal scorer.
Now, Cheryl come up with this question because Cheryl was there, and I went, I can't believe this is only your probably third or fifth game, and we've scored so many goals, and it's taken me since I was 8 years of age to see those sort of goals.
Not 0-0 then.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't 0-0. There's a clue. It wasn't 0-0. Okay, there we go then. So that's your quiz. Does anyone want us to read any of the questions out again? Or Vic, have you found any questions while we were doing the show?
No, sorry, I'm on strike this week.
That's fine. That's not a problem at all. All right, come on then. Let's. Has anyone want us to repeat any of the questions? Okay, here we go then. Right. So Claudio, you go with yours first.
Right. And
Oh, before you do, everyone at home, if you run next door to your neighbour who's playing the quiz as well, swap over sheets and they can mark it for you.
Yeah. We need honesty here and integrity, which is what Jack's all about. So, question 1. I went to my first away match in 1970. Which Northwest club was it against? We eventually signed 3 players from that club. 2 of them became captains. Which club was it? The club was Blackpool, pre-season friendly. 3 players we signed was Neil Ramsbottom, John Craven became a captain, and so did Tommy Hutchison. So the answer is Blackpool. 2. In the 1990 League Cup semi-final first leg versus Nottingham Forest, who scored our equaliser? It was Steve Livingston. 3. When James Maddison signed for Norwich City, he spent time on loan at which 2 clubs? It was at Coventry and Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I got one right at that.
Which club have we played 5 home fixtures, all at different stadiums? It's Bristol City.
Didn't he score that amazing free kick for Aberdeen?
Yeah.
And for us, to be fair.
Yeah.
And the answer to 5 is the
Birmingham. Oh, I think I know this. Can I just... I was going to say it's the Birmingham Senior Cup, isn't it?
It is the Birmingham Senior Cup. We won it in 1910-11 and runners up in 2022-23. It's amazing. It's been going for so long, and it's been going longer than that. So that's fantastic, isn't it? It is really. Shows you. Right.
Excellent. Just before I give you my answers, Miles, we've got a comment here. Can you read the how many Spanish players and tell us the players, please?
No, I can't. Can't tell you that. No, can't tell you that.
Okie dokie.
Wasn't that amount actually?
Well, question 6. I asked you which player scored Coventry City's first goal of the 24-25 season. If any of you had you right, you forgot about the Carabao Cup because Ellis Sims scored our first goal away at Bristol City. Well done, Vicky. There was a big clue on the screen right there. Hoping to catch a few of you out there. Sorry if I did. In how many games did we score 3 or more goals last season? What do you reckon on the panel?
5.
Yeah, 5.
The answer is 8. We did it against Oxford, Blackburn, Luton, Middlesbrough, Plymouth, Oxford again, Stoke and Sunderland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So well done if you got that and if you got how many there were. Number 8. How many players played for Coventry City? Well, Claudia said 31. Miles said 21. Except, did you say 24?
Yeah.
It's not too far off. It's 27.
Wow.
That does include Jack Burrows making one substitute appearance against Ipswich in the FA Cup. Rafael Tavares only made 2. Sorry, Fabio Tavares only made 2. Rafael made 5 off the bench. And not forgetting Casey Palmer actually played 5 games for us last season. So they're the forgettable ones in that bunch. How many times did we play in the white kit? If any of you were listening to Miles, he was spot on at 6. Watford, Burnley, Portsmouth, Cardiff, Hull and Plymouth. I don't know if the 6 rule is true, if I'm honest, but in this case it happened to be.
No, it is honest. Someone, it was on this show, someone mentioned it in the comments months ago when we were talking about the white kit, how bad we'd been playing away in it. And someone said we have to wear it at least 6 times away because people buy the shirt. So you have to wear it because people have bought the shirt.
And finally, this one might have caught a couple out. How many signings did we make last season? I was specifically a little bit vague and said season, not summer, because we signed Matty Grimes in January and we signed Jamie Patterson in February. So the answer is 8 for this one.
Oh, 8.
In no particular order. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fairness, in paper, they're pretty good signings. You know, they are. Yeah.
So there we go.
Can I just put this up from Day Sport? Are we ever going to play the second leg of the Anglo-Scottish thing we played instead of playing in Europe after winning the cup due to English clubs being banned? It was St Mirren, Dave, and they didn't play the second leg because hardly anybody turned up for the first one, basically. And that's
would it be home or away though, Claudio?
It's the away one we'd have to play.
New ground.
We play. Yeah, it's true. We played the home one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Right then, here we go then. So that was 10 points up for grabs. Here we go. So my question was, the first one was, in 1989, Coventry City beat Liverpool at Anfield 1-0. Who scored the goal?
That was your favourite player, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was my favourite player. Yes, Sil Regis. Yes.
Last minute, Miles.
Flipping it.
I think it was near the end of the game, wasn't it?
It wasn't. Yeah, it was quite close to the end of the game. Yeah. It was. I think it was our first win at Anfield, wasn't it?
You could be right.
I think it was. I think it was our first win at Anfield. That was.
You could be right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who got man of the match in the 1987 FA Cup final? Anyone?
Well, I'd have given it to Benno.
Anyone else?
I was torn between him or Houchin, but I don't know for certain.
It was David Bennett. He got man of the match. Easy question. How old is Coventry City?
Younger than Claudio.
Off the top of my head, 142 years.
Exactly. 142 years old. Yes, correct. How many Spanish players have played for Coventry City? And if you can name all of them, you get 3 extra points. So there's 4 points up for grabs here, guys.
I'm going to let you tell us your answer and I'll tell you mine.
Vicky, you got a clue? Got any idea?
Well, the problem is that the clue you've just given didn't match with what I thought we said a few weeks ago, so I was a bit confused now. So I'm not saying anything.
Jack?
I don't remember any of the names, if I'm honest. I remember looking them up, but I don't remember any of the names.
Well, I've got 3. So you get your point. Everyone knew I'd put 3 to make it easier. But I'm all right. It is 3, isn't it, Claudio? Emilio
Aldecoa.
Aldecoa.
Aldecoa, yeah.
Vicente Ngonga.
Yeah.
And Miguel Angel Brau.
Yeah.
He's not played for us yet.
But you could,
No,
but
but
yeah.
He's signed.
You could have added
played.
Jose, I've got it written down here. Jose Luis Bilbao. That's the same time as Aldecoa. So in effect, it's still 3, even if though the other one hasn't played. And the other one was Rafael Rubles, but he never actually got on the pitch ever. He's the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he never
so
featured.
3 have played, but we've had 5 on the books.
Yeah, so
Well, I've got 3.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah, and nobody cares, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, right, that's 3. So you only got 4 points if you got all of those, please. And your last one, what was the final score against Rushden and Diamonds for the bonus points? Who scored the goals? Anyone?
We didn't get 8 goals, did we?
We did get 8 goals.
It was 8 goals, yeah. I can't.
Yes, it was. It was 8 goals. Now, did you get the goal scorers? Anyone? Have a guess. Go on, have a stab, Jack. Just have a stab.
What was the
I don't
season?
even know what period are we talking here?
2002.
Oh,
League Cup second round. Attendance of 8,570.
I'm thinking 2000 was Lee Hughes playing then?
Oh, who was?
No.
No.
So that's our first season in the 2nd division, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah.
First season in the championship, yeah.
Oh, Mick Davenport says McSheffrey hat trick.
That's correct. Yeah. So you get 3 points for that.
Wow. I couldn't name a single player that we had on the books in 2002. So
Okay, let me tell you
All
then.
those years,
So,
was David Thompson here then? Was that too early for him?
Safri.
No,
How about Safri?
no. So, right, shut up now. It was Gary McSheffrey 3, Lee Mills with 2,
Oh, blimey.
Jay Bothroyd with 2,
Blimey again.
and Robert Betts with 1 penalty in 81st minute.
I think Lee Mills, it's his birthday today. I'm going to check that one.
Where did we find Claudio from? He just knows everything.
So there's 4 points up for grabs on top of that. So if my math is correct, that should be 21 points up for grabs.
It's the 10th of July today, isn't it?
Yes, it is the 10th of July today.
Lee Mills is 55 today. There you go.
Oh, blimey. There you go. So it was 8-0. And I said to Cheryl, I said to her on the night, I said, I can't believe it. I've been following the Sky Blues since I was 8. And that's the first time I've seen her score 8 goals. And that was about a third game. So she come up with that question today, bless her. And she even remembered the date and the time and whatever else. She knew it. And I was like, wow, I'm amazed. For a lady that really doesn't like football, I'm amazed that she remembers that memorable night. That is just brilliant. Superb. I've trained her well. So here we go then. Everyone add up your scores.
And what's the total points then up for grabs? What's the
21,
highest?
I think.
21.
21. So now, has anyone got 21 points? Let's see. No, you haven't. Sit down.
Well, I got all my answers right.
Unbelievable. Right. Has anyone got 21 points? Come on. Anyone? Got a poor 11, Mark Rainbow.
Could win it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, you could win it. Okay. Anyone got 20? Anyone got 20 points? No. Okay. Anyone got 19 points? And the winner, if you can contact us at the email going across the bottom, that would be great. And I can get this mug sent out to you. Anyone got 19 points? No. 18 points, anybody? Anyone got 18 points? Anyone? Anyone got 18 points? No one's got 18 points. Okay. Right. Has anyone got 17? Surely someone's got 17 points. No? 16 points. This is going well. 16 points. Okay. Not 16 points. 15 points. Mark Rainbow could win here, Claudio. Brian Tully's got 14.
Oh,
Has anybody got 15 points?
looks like
Is
Brian
Salah-
Tully.
Is that he's got 15 points, or is that it's got bingo for Brian Tully here? He's got 14 points. He's done well here, old Brian Tully, isn't he? Okay, so no one's got 15. Anyone got 14 points? Brian Tully's got 14 points. Has anybody else got 14 points? Anybody? Anybody got 14 points? No. No, looks like it's Brian Tully. So congratulations to Brian Tully. Let's give you a round of applause. The winner of tonight's quiz, you have won the mug from Take Me Home, Highfield Road. Absolutely fantastic. Well done. Congratulations, Brian. Just drop me a message again. I know I've got loads of emails and I might not be able to find. Just drop me your address again, because we've got to drop off your shorts as well, haven't we? But you will take away with you tonight this lovely mug from Take Me Home, Highfield Road. Look at that. And next week, we've got one more mug
And
to
the
give away.
glory.
Eh?
And the glory of being the winner. That's
And
as
the glory
important,
being
isn't
the
it?
winner. Yeah, of course it is. Absolutely brilliant. So congratulations, Brian. There's your mug. Look, we'll get it to you as soon as possible. We'll drop it off with your shorts, to be honest. Now, Wayne Ghost said earlier on, I did see a comment saying that if Colin Bramfield, if he hasn't paid for the shirts next week, I thought next week we'll re-auction the 3 shirts off. So you might get another go at auctioning shirts. If he hasn't paid us by next week, we'll do the last 3 shirts to auction off again. So yeah, so look out for that one. Right, should we get some comments in before we say goodbye to everybody then on this wonderful summer's evening? It's beautiful out there.
Sorry, I was just turning my fan off. I know it's Mark Rainbow says Claudia and Jim spoke about the Spanish players on the History podcast. I obviously didn't listen enough. Oh yeah, we've done a recent one, Record Sales Part 2. That's out now.
Well,
I believe.
no, it's
No?
only out now to members.
Oh,
So if you want to become a member, $1.99 or $4.99, you get exclusive access to the History podcast that is out tonight, running until the morning, and then it goes public. So only $1.99 or $4.99. You won't miss it out your bank a month. Please support the channel. It's fantastic.
Paul Cussifer said John Craven, who went on to present Newsround. Yes. I bet he must have got fed up of that joke when he was playing. Dave Saunders says the keeper is now a postie in Stratford. Which keeper's
What
that?
keeper?
Rushton and Diamonds, I think he's on about.
Ben Wilson.
Colin, he dropped the letters.
Oh, Salop CCFC sent you an email, 2 camera options for live streaming, Miles. Neither that cheap. Yeah, but thanks for that. Well, we need to have a look, don't we?
Yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah, thank you very much. Who sent that across, sorry?
Salop. It's what's his name? He's changed his name again.
Bomber Bidwell, formerly known as.
Yeah, Bomber
Oh,
The
Bidwell.
artist formerly known as.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. By the way, Brian Tully got over the line with Lee Mills.
Ah, well done. Who'd have thought that would have helped you out in a quiz, Lee Mills? That's about it, Miles, with comments, because obviously more have been talking about the quiz.
Brilliant.
Apparently, he shouted bingo because you were calling out the numbers. That's what.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. I love it. I love bingo.
Mark Rainbow says, "Fancy a laugh? I had Colin Dobson down for a winner at Liverpool." Oh dear. Colin Dobson used to live in Bubbenall, where we had the pub, and so I know his lads really well. Colin Dobson he's passed away now, but their lads have got Pele's shirt. Sheffield, when he played for Sheffield Wednesday, they played in a friendly against Santos, and Colin Dobson got Pele's shirt. So that is worth an absolute fortune now.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Only thing is, although he coached at Coventry, his lads are Villa fans. Work that out. Anyway.
Anthony Pettifer says, think the Stag and Hen would welcome a show. Yeah, I've already spoken to them. They are going to welcome us down there. I need to go down and check the internet and everything. So you never know. We will be doing, and I know we're gonna sort this out backstage. We will be doing, like we do every year, we will do a show before the start of the season from a location, which will be good because we did it last year. I've got a load of new equipment this year as well that I can take with me, so it'll make it a lot better. Also, I'm still sorting out something very special. I thought I would have had news this week, but I've not had confirmation. But there is something very special coming up over the next couple of months. A special evening. There's a clue. It will be a special evening that you're all going to want to be there. And if we don't get over 200 people to this event, I will be very surprised. I think it will be packed out. So
it's not your coming out show, is it?
No, it's yours. It's yours. A few more reminders then, shall we? Here we go. So we've got Keaton's Day this weekend. Please come down. I'm going to nip down around about 12 o'clock for an hour. I know I've got to get back to work, but I will be down there if you want to come and say hello. We'll have a chat. Might get a little interview with you, show it on the show next week, or put it as a short on the YouTube channel. Come along, come and say hello to me. I'll be walking around and we'll be just showing our faces and to a great cause, Keaton's Day this weekend. Please, please, please go down. It is going to be immense, and the family are going to be so proud of everyone turning up. So I was there last week at the house. It was lovely to just go and say hello and see the house. They got COV flags up and everything out the front. It's really nice. So please go down and support Keaton's Day this weekend coming. Not forgetting this Saturday, please come down. It was awful last week because there was the Godiva Festival. I'm down at the Aardvark this weekend, Saturday, 12th of July. I'm there till 1. Come down. Come on. Come down. Come and have a beer with me. Come and say hello. And I'll play some music for you. Why not? And if you want to book coach travel for next season, you can get your coach travel over on ccfctravel.co.uk. Get your bookings in there. We are waiting for a new background. We will get that sorted as soon as possible. And also your home parking. You can head over to coventryparking.co.uk. Get your parking in for the 2 friendlies as well. Did you all get your tickets for the friendlies, guys?
Yeah, Miles, they're doing coaches for the Bristol Rovers away as well.
Brilliant. Okay, so head over to ccfctravel.co.uk. They're doing travel for Bristol Rovers for you. So why not head over there now, book your travel. That's one game I can't get to because I don't think I'll make Bristol from 5 o'clock for a 7 o'clock kickoff, would I? So
I'll be in Pompeii on that Wednesday.
Oh, be careful in Pompeii, won't you?
Mm.
Yeah, we lost 4-1 there last season.
What, in Pompeii? Oh, yeah. Doing jokes now, Miles, as well.
Oh, yeah, he's getting good now, isn't he? Hey, he's getting really good now. Vicky, you're coming to the 2 friendlies at home?
Yes, yeah.
Good. Excellent. It's going to be a good atmosphere. Jack, are you coming, I suppose? Or are you in Japan?
Yeah. No, that's October. I've got my tickets for the friendlies. Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So we're looking forward to that. That's only a couple of weeks away now, isn't it? Can't wait. So next week.
Football,
yeah, so next week we'll have the friendly to talk about against Monaco. And then we'll be looking forward to that following week. Well, we'll be looking forward, won't we? We're nearly there. It's been a long summer. And have you all enjoyed yourselves tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent stuff. And thank you again for everybody that has watched tonight. And if you can, please give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and X, also on Instagram. And we're trying to get stuff out on TikTok. It's really difficult having the time. But thank you so much to everybody. We will see you next Thursday. And hopefully we'll have a couple more signings to talk about. Until then, a massive big play up Sky Blues.
Yeah.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.